first chapter of this summary block module, we're going to dive right in and have a look at how we initially set up summary blocks in Squarespace 7.1. Here's an example on a demo site that I've built where we've got 3 products and then we've got the slider to take us to the next 3 using a carousel summary block. So I'm going to edit the page. And now we can add in a new content area. But first I'm just going to delete this one. First thing to note is by deleting a summary block, we haven't deleted the content in the original section. So if I save that, we're feeding through dummy content from a blog where we can see 6 posts and they're ordered by date with the most recent at the top. Going back to the oldest post. So our way of reordering blog post content as it appears both on the blog page and on the summary block is to change the dates. So as we can see, these are all the same date. So it's drilled down even further into the timestamp. If we go to content, we can see it's published there and we can change the time that it's been published. That will allow us to shuffle these around. It's a little bit clunky sometimes, but it is a really good way of enhancing the blogs and turning them into mini directories for your site. But we're going to jump back to the home page. And we're going to click on Edit. And we're going to add our new summary block section below this text area. So I click on this white plus in the blue oval shape to add a new area. And now I can go down to Summary, select that, and it will put us a placeholder summary block in there. It's using the wall design at the moment, and we can jump to designs, and we have 4 different types of summary block. Carousel, where we can slide through another 3, 6, 9, depending on how many content items you want. We've got the list option. We can also change the size of the thumbnail image, making it more compact. And the grid option. We use the carousel and the grid options a lot and use the list for alternative options. The wall can be quite nice, but it's slightly more specialist, and that masonry effect works better with certain types of websites than others. But ultimately, it comes down to your personal taste and what fits best within your overall structure of your design to decide which to use and where. We can change things like aspect ratio, text size, and also what displays for each of them. And as part of this module, we'll be looking at each of these individually, and there'll be a chapter on each. But we're going to use the carousel in this example. And we're going to put 9 items, so up to 3 lots of 3. I'm going to keep it to 3 items per row, but we could increase it to up to 5, should we want to. But I always find 3's the magic number, nice and balanced, and also gives a great degree of impact, especially when we have images. I'm going to jump the text size up to large, and I'm going to get rid of the header text. You can obviously change this text should you want to, or add another heading above. We're going to keep title and thumbnail, but we're going to remove the excerpt option, and we're also going to have the title centrally aligned. As you can see, I've added the design in first before adding the content. You can certainly do it the other way around. Final step is to make those square. I can jump back to the content now, and I can select the content that I want to filter through. And I'm going to select blog. That's just transformed how that section looks with real content in place. I could, if I wanted to, just remove the date post option on there, and then this can be some nice classic signposting to take you to various pages within the website. If I was to go through the process of adding categories and tags, a process that we'll be covering in a later chapter, I could then filter down to only show categories on the homepage or certain content related to individual tags, or I could show the category title underneath the product title. So if you wanted to do something slightly more advanced with it, again, we'll be covering this later, that can work quite well. We've got the filter options as well. But that's a quick overview in terms of what we can do with a summary block. We need the content elsewhere to reference it. One thing that clients stumble upon regularly is when they're trying to change this content, they go via the summary block, when in fact it's a link to content that's already in place elsewhere. Once you've got your head around that concept, the rest is very much a paint by numbers approach, nice and straightforward. Our final step then is we can enable the read more link. For some reason, we need to re-enable the excerpt for the read more link to be available. Not sure if that's a temporary glitch or if that's permanent, but if you've run into that problem like I have, just enable the excerpt option. So there we have it. That's how we can add in and tweak summary blocks. Our next steps will be going into a little bit more detail in terms of how we can get the most out of them and get them to fit in to our design.